Shalom, everyone. I know that you cannot see me. I'm going to read something. If you're new, my name is Shannon. I'm glad to have you. Look, I'm not churchy or religious. I'm free spiritually to walk in the truth, and the truth is Jehovah's Word. And He is my Yeshua, my salvation, and I kiss His Son, which came into the earth and walked among us in the flesh. And He set us free to be free indeed, and have the commandments written upon our heart. I keep all 10 of the commandments, but I'm not church or religious. I am Hebraic, and I honor Jehovah and His Word. And we look at prophecy and everything else on my channel. And so anyway, if you stay, great. If you don't, then great. It doesn't make me any, never mind. Jehovah's running this channel. I just am His daughter, and I just do what He tells me to do. Okay? I don't question Him. So anyway, if you are returning, welcome back. If this got uploaded, I guess you've got to listen to it. Otherwise, the offline people are hearing it. And yesterday was the Shabbat, and Jehovah was taking me into the book of Isaiah, and I just felt led to read some stuff here out of it. So I'm reading out chapter 30, and I'm reading to the rebellious children that take counsel elsewhere other than by Jehovah, that cover themselves but not by Jehovah's Spirit. They don't cover themselves. Jehovah's been addressing wicked people. He stated He was going to cut them out, their whole remembrance of them were going to be cut out of the earth. These people do evil in the earth, or they want to lean on the arm of the flesh, or they've done something in the past. They can't look at what they did, and they just add sin unto sin. And the word sin is like a measuring cord, and they people are measuring people by, well, if you look like me or act like me or whatever the crap that people think that they're doing, and why people do what they do, or they're going down, they're walking down into their little Egypt for some type of strength out of places they have no business leaning upon other than Jehovah. They become wicked, and a lot of people don't want to hear the straightforward talk of truth. This chapter talks about these rebellious people. They're lying children. They lie. Okay? The procession of the new age that we're in, the sun right now is in Taurus, but the procession of the ages, we're in and entering in and going into the age of Aquarius, where that house is said to be rebellious, and it is. So Jehovah brought the fool out on the Shabbat yesterday, and He's brought out the last couple videos that I did, that He's able to keep us from falling. But He's only able to keep us from falling if we go through the gate that Yeshua is leading through, which is His Son, who came in the flesh, who was the prophet that Moses stated that there would be a prophet that came after me. You are to do what He says to do. If you try to come in any other way and try to go do something this way or that way, you're profane, you are out of whack, you're rebellious and all of that, and you don't belong to the great Jehovah. Okay, you don't keep the commandments. If you love me, He said, then you'll keep the commandments. And the commandments are not grievous. And the commandments, you know them from the beginning. And they ain't hard. King Solomon said it's the whole duty of man to keep them. There's only 10 of them, but really only 2 of them are hung up on all of them are hung up on just 2 of them. And that's loving Jehovah and loving your neighbor as yourself. If you do those 2, you'll do the rest of them. But people don't want to hear the truth. Let me be seduced. I want to know about my love life, and I want to know about how I can get away with being a third party somewhere, and I want to know how I can steal from this person over here because I got an agenda behind what I do. We're also dealing with the king of Assyria that is being judged now. Jehovah's going to personally judge the king of Assyria and get rid of the fool who's been an oppressor. But in verse 9 of this chapter, it says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Jehovah. not even have it written on their heart, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, and speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. That's ridiculous. That is foolish behavior to say, we don't want to hear what Jehovah says. We want you to lie to us, because we like lies. We like to itch our ears. Come on, lie to us. And so it's literally Jehovah's prophesying and saying these people, they want you to speak smooth saying things and deceitful things. And saying to people who do see the right things and do have the law that they're willing to listen to, these people are saying, get out of the way and turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from us. My God, that's dangerous. People think, I stated today, people think that they're God. You're not God and I'm not God. Jehovah's Word is the ultimate authority. I just did a reading. I ended up deleting it. But one of the scriptures that came out is that we ought to obey Elohim, God, Jehovah, rather than man. Somebody want a lordship over God's word? I don't think so. Don't give a rip what it costs you and I. Jehovah's word shall stand, and he is the great deliverer. If somebody don't want to hear the truth, they're profane, you need to shake your shoes from them and say, get away from me, because you are profane. You're sitting here and wanting me to lie to you, and then you want to buy the lie? You want to lean on somebody's flesh to get some stupid nastiness done? That's crazy. So Jehovah said to those people, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, the word of the law, and trust in oppression. I actually just seen the oppression card in that reading. And you trust in perverseness and stay upon and trust in that. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach, ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking comes suddenly as an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. And he shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it shreds or fragments, to take fire from the hearth, or to take water wherewith out of the pit. For thus saith Jehovah Elohim, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest. Well, that's part of the law, is to keep the rest, to enter into his rest, and to keep the Shabbat. People don't want that. But Jehovah said, in returning and rest shall ye be saved, and in quietness and in confidence shall ye be strengthened and find your strength. But you would not. They don't want. I've seen energies today. People still plotting some stupidness, even to throw people out. We got craziness going on in the mind. Why is that? Because they don't want to listen to the truth. And that's profane, people. That's just profane. Yesterday, and this is twice this has happened, but yesterday I woke up real early. I laid on my bed for a long time just listening to the Spirit. But when the light was starting to come up for the morning, there was a shadow on my ceiling that I seen a couple days prior, and had the same spiritual impression on the inside of me of what I was seeing on my ceiling. Immediately was hitting my spirit as a scepter of some sort. And yesterday when I laid there, my hand just went up. I just put my hand up like I was raising my hand up. As I was lifting it up, it was just as if my hand just went up, and just it was as if I was grabbing the scepter, per se. I was fighting yesterday against rebellious type energy, and Jehovah was bringing that foolish energy out yesterday. And we are in the time where we're dealing with the Assyrian being beaten down now. It's in this portion of scripture in the verse 31. Let me go back to 30. And Jehovah shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lightning down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. For through the voice of Jehovah shall the Assyrian be beaten down, which smote with a rod. That rod was there, that scepter, that staff. And Jehovah's voice is going to beat this Assyrian spirit down. And in every place where the grounded staff shall pass, which Jehovah shall lay upon him, it shall be with tabrets and harps, and in battles of shaking will he fight with it. For Tophet is ordained of old, yea, the king it is prepared. He has made it deep and large. The pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of Jehovah like a stream of brimstone doeth kindle it. Jehovah's dealing with prideful people, and listen, people, you better choose what side you want to be on. Are you gonna listen to a man who's trying to rule over you, or are you gonna listen to Elohim and be blessed and be protected? Because nothing's gonna protect you outside of Jehovah. If you lean in on somebody else's arm and their staff, you're in big trouble. Your tower's gonna come down. You're gonna scatter in so many ways. Okay, and this portion also talks about. Give me just a second. It states here, after Jehovah was stating that in returning and rest that you should be saved, and in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and you shall, but you would not, but you said no, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall we flee. And will ride upon the swift, and be swift, therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee at thy rebuke of one. At the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill. And therefore will Jehovah wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you, for Jehovah is an Elohim of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him. I've seen the waiting card today as well in my reading that got deleted. For the people shall dwell in Zion, at Jerusalem thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer thee. It's going to come after the humbling, though, because he's dealing with a prideful people. And though Jehovah give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. We got people pushing people over, like you just said, telling the seers, don't see, don't tell us what you see, don't prophesy right things unto us. Come on, we want smooth things, prophesy deceit. So Jehovah, in his mercy, will allow that pride and ego to come down and give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction to drink until you come to and stop pushing people away and listen to his law. And thine ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, this is the way. Walk ye in it when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. You shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver and the ornament of thy molten images of gold, and thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's cloth. Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence. Look, people, I've gotten on a channel before and I've spoken about graven images. All the time we speak about it. Spoke about it in one of my videos today. The consolation card came up and I stated it shows somebody sitting there praying. Some stupid molded images. That's a detestable to Jehovah. Throw it away. You hear him today, hear the truth of the thing, and throw it away because it's a detestable thing in the eyes of Jehovah. He wants to have mercy on people, but he ain't going to have mercy on you unless you want to hear the truth, and it comes by his law. He's the one running the universe. Who do you and I think that we are? We ain't nothing outside of him, people. And he loves his people. And he will, we had the scripture today stating to not despise the chastising of Jehovah. If he loves you and you are being chastised, then be grateful with him. That endure that thing. He loved you enough to let you have some adversity so that he could bring you back, to humble you. Then shall he give the rain of thy seed, that thou shalt sow the ground withal, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and plenteous. In that day shall the cattle feed in large pastures, the oxen likewise, and the young asses that ear the ground shall eat clean fodder, which has been winnowed with the shovel and with the fan. There shall be upon every high mountain and upon every high hill rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days in the day that Jehovah bindeth up the breach of his people, and heals the stroke of their wound. Behold, the name of Jehovah cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire, and his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck, to sift the nations. And he has been, the last few times, he has been literally addressing nations on my channel. With the sieve of vanity, and there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. And he's also brought out to loose ourselves from any error. Ye shall have a song as in the night, when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, and when one goes with the pipe to come into the mountain of Jehovah, to the mighty one of Israel. And Jehovah shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lightning down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of the devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstone. So I just read this, so I'll just go ahead and finish it out again. For through the voice of Jehovah shall the Assyrian be beaten down, which smote with a rod. And in every place where the grounded staff shall pass, which Jehovah shall lay upon him, it shall be with timbrels and harps, and in battles of shaking, with will he fight with it. For Tophet is ordained of old, yea, for the king it is prepared. He has made it deep and large, the pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of Jehovah, like a stream of brimstone, doeth kindle it. I just wanted to share this. And so if it ministered to you, it ministered to you. If you didn't understand it, I guess you didn't understand it. But those who do, do. And let us turn back to Jehovah, people. Because we're in a real critical time right now. There's judgment like none other going on in the earth. Who do you belong to? Do you want somebody to speak lies to you? Or do you want the truth? Shalom.